So, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Paula. Paula?
Paula,
Yeah.
like German.
I would like. Wait.
One of my enkel, grandchild. His name is Paula too.
Okay.
Come on.
And I would like to ask you some questions about your life.
Ask whenever I can. I will answer. If not, I will be silent.
First of all, I'm Spanish student and I'm learning English. So could you speak slowly, please?
I don't speak English as fast as the Spanish speak their language fast. The reason why I didn't learn Spanish was too fast.
So, what's your name?
Wolfgang, LINKE.
Okay. So, where and when were you born?
I was born in Erfurt. It's in Thuringia, the main place in Thuringia, and I was born in 1927.
Okay. Were you a Hitler boy time?
Were you a Hitler boy at that time?
Yeah, we had to.
You had to.
Okay.
The parents got notes. Your son has to be a member of the Jungvolk or Hitlerjugend later on. So, if you didn't go, they took care you would go.
Okay. During the dictatorship, where did you live? Where did you live?
Leave.
Where did you live?
I lived the whole time in Erfurt
Oh,
until I had to go to the army.
It's okay. And could you describe your childhood during that period?
Describe your childhood. Could you describe your childhood?
Yeah, it was a fight between parents and Partei, because the Partei wanted us to be in the Jungvolk and march, and my parents and my father didn't like that. And so whenever there was some program, my parents tried to get me out of that.
Could you explain what is your favorite memory of your childhood?
My
Favorite.
Memory. Remembrance.
When I grew up with my grandfather, he was a gardener. He grew cauliflower and so on, and one of the biggest in town, not in town but out of town, and I spent there about 6 years of my life in the garden.
Could you add some more positive and negative memories about Hitler's time?
I don't like the memory of that time, because it was always a struggle. Home, parents, father, and the leader of the group, or leaders of the group. So,
could you describe an important moment when you were a teenager?
one more question, please.
Yeah, sure. Could you describe
Yeah.
an important moment when you were a teenager?
When you were a teenager?
When we became teenagers, we had to be at the cannon, at the anti-aircraft Luftwaffenhelfer. This was the most important remembrance.
So.
And at that time, the Waffen-SS came to get the people, high school people, good address and so on. And that was the reason why I joined the paratroops, because when they came to our class and said, well, why don't you come to the SS? You can be a big leader. And I can't, I'm already enrolled with Fallschirm. Okay, thank you. Off they went. Not good for me.
Okay. And how was the school in the dictatorship?
How was the school in Hitler's dictatorship? How was school? How was a normal day at a school at Hitler's time?
No, but in our normal life, just we had to speak loudly, and if you, the German, you look, speak, you know.
Oh.
That's our only thing, but later on we learned there won't be enough butter. And let's grow less and less and less.
Now, regarding your family, and how was your life with them? With your family?
My?
Yeah.
Now family or then?
Then.
We tried to have a normal family life, except when we got problems with the Nazi outside. My father had to be very careful. He was an engineer, and he was in the building cannonballs. And the Nazis were looking on him because he was known as a socialist. But as he was an excellent constructor, they didn't harm him, but they watched, and they visited him, and they made him later on a member of the party. You go, or you go.
Did you have children in the dictatorship's time?
No.
No. And how was your family influenced by the dictatorship?
Well, mixed. I had one, we called him Uncle. He was a man who built things, horses, were just to pull cars and so on. He was absolutely anti. And as he was the only man left over there and could do it, he very often risked hard work. The other uncle was Assistant Sattler, a man who makes pockets, for example. He wore a little sign. He was a sponsoring member of the SS. So, at home, when the family met, no politics. No politics.
Okay. did you lose any relatives in the war too?
No.
What did religion mean for you, family?
My grandmother was very, very, how do you call it?
Religious.
Religious, yeah. But my parents locked it up. And what you have to do to have peace in the family, okay, do, but nothing else. And myself, I have problems since I had to speak in church things where the brain said impossible. And that's my situation still today.
Oh. Did you do military service?
Yeah.
And how long did it last?
How long? It's Luftwaffenhilfe at anti-aircraft. Were 2 or 3 years, and then 2 years with the Paris, and then 3/4 of a year in prison by the British. Are we?
Why were you in prison?
No, we got.
Why?
We were a prisoner of war because we were sent to the eastern border, not far away from Berlin, away to save the Reich. And when the Russians came with T-34, there was no reason for staying there. We tried to reach to the west and reach the British troops. And so we came in as prisoner of wars with the British army near the Eastern Sea, Kiel, approximately. It was at the end of the military.
And how was the impact of the war in your childhood?
Excuse me.
How was the impact of the war in your childhood?
The impact of the world, of the Second World War.
In your childhood.
Your childhood.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
No, please. I must find out. I must.
How was
Yeah.
the impact?
Impact.
The impact of the war in your childhood?
Well, the war finished the childhood, and the war had rather finished myself because I got a bullet into my steel helmet, and that was it. The steel helmet was. The head was still okay, and I'm still okay, I think.
What were you doing the day when Hitler died? What were you doing
When Hitler
died?
It was. I can't remember that there was a big fete. guys I was together with, no reaction, but now it's done. Now that's the end. It was all.
What were you doing when the wall fell down?
At first I went out of the prison, out of the prisoner camp, to do the cheating. Who wants to go home? Where do you want to go? Lüneburger Heide. Okay. They sent me with the transport to Lüneburger Heide, Western Germany. And there I came to a big farm and did 1 year farm work with horses and good potatoes. And then we could dare to go over the green border to the eastern zone. If I had known earlier what's going on in that eastern zone, I had stayed in the western, but we didn't even expect what's going on. So I went back and went back to school in order to get my Abitur.
Is there anything else that you would like to add? If you want to add anything else?
You?
No, you.
Do you want to add anything else, something else?
Oh. My first contact with communists. It was in 1931. I was playing near my home place in the street. I was allowed because mother could always look down. When all of a sudden a big Lastwagen lorry came into the street. Not big tires, but no pneumatic, but hard rubber. And on this car, a group of blue-clothed people with red scarves and crying their parole. From that day on, I wasn't allowed to play on the street because my mother feared there came riots. That's my first meeting the communists.
So we have finished. Thank you very much for your time and your valuable information.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's very seldom that I speak of the old times because you forget too much. It's only some glimpse, but if you are 86, you won't bother. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you to you.
Thank you too.